Good morning. I hope all is well. So, it came to my attention recently that, people are mean, and I already know this, but I always thought, people grow up a little bit. No, not so much. And it really is disappointing. What's disappointing is disappointing that people, because I'm not even going to say we, because I'm not part of this, right? People do not see people as humans. They see people as labels. And once you have a label, you're never getting rid of that label. And you know what? It aggravates me, and it doesn't even aggravate the people that are labeled, right? So, for instance, if you have a sketchy past, if you had made mistakes, right? You get that label. And you can turn yourself around and you can heal and you can do whatever journey you want to do. You will always have that label. And it kind of reminded me with the label, and then the same thing as disability or disease, pain, right? And what I'm saying is I have all of it, right? Mental illness, chronic pain, abuse, you know, and did I say mental illness? I think that's top there. But regardless, it doesn't matter. Whatever you do, people will view you however you used to be, right? And that can't be your problem. Like I've said, you know your truths, hold them to your heart, because your voice matters, and you matter. And you sometimes, as alone as we feel, because we feel very alone. We feel that we're always judged. No one understands us. And that's a fact. They don't understand us because they have never walked a day in our shoes, right? Those like us that have gone through shit, and these people have no idea what shit is. The ones that don't see us as humans, right? They have no idea what shit is. They have no idea how it is to feel alone in the world, or actually be alone in the world. Pay your own bills. Don't rely on mommy and daddy to come in and save your life every other 5 months, year, week. Oh, I need a pack of cigarettes. Oh, my daughter has a school trip. Do you know how many single mothers do it alone, all by themselves? I have a best friend that just bought her own house. And then after that, bought her own car. And now what is she doing? She's fixing up the place. And how is she doing this? Alone. Nobody there to help her. No one there to lift her up. No one there to pay her bills. She does it alone. And it makes me laugh that these judgmental people that can't see humans for who they truly are, and recognize when people are in pain, and recognize the journey that they had to come to and the journey that they had to go through to be the people that they are today. Those are the people that are really missing out in life. And those are the people that have no idea how to do it alone. So the more that they throw stones at people that they judge, the more that those people are just going to take those stones and probably build a fire pit out of them, because they don't care what you feel. They don't care what you think. They believe in themselves. You know what I mean? The judgy people are the outside noise. And that's the outside noise that I also have to not pay attention to. Because if you know me, you know I could be aggressive. I could be defensive. Because you know why? That's all I was all my life. Always defending myself. Always feeling like I had to. Nobody liked me. Nobody trusted me. Even when I was a kid in high school, not in high school. In high school was a different story. In junior high school, elementary school. My first elementary school I went to, I just started making friends. The boys, yeah, they teased me about my weight. Obviously, I was the fat kid. And I was also the retard because, you know, special ed. And, you know, when you need help, no matter what it is, you're a retard, right? And I've been called that all my life by different people, okay? But now as an adult, God forbid I say it. I am such a bad person. Inappropriate Rose. Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't aware. I thought it was like a joking thing. You know what I mean? Like, I know it wasn't nice, but if it was so horrible, that's how many horrible people, like, that's how you guys treated me. And not these specific people that would bring it to my attention. Other people that I thought, like, they were my friends, my family, you know what I mean? And then I realized, like, it wasn't a joke. Because the joke is you saw me as a joke the whole entire time. And I guess the joke's on you. Because I don't care. I don't care what you think of me. I don't. I care about what I think of myself. I care about what I'm doing for people that actually listen to me, that believe in me, and that love me. So if you don't believe in me, I don't give a shit. I believe in myself. And people that I never imagined are behind me, and that, like, and I'm just so blessed. I'm blessed to have the followers I have. I'm blessed to have my family I have. And I'm blessed to have the friends I have. You know? People change, and people have second chances. And, you know, my sister said once to me, well, if you're not judgmental, what about Chris? I'm not going to say his last name because, you know, he's the one that would probably sue me or try to 50 times over. He was one of my best friends. He was like a brother to me, but he was my biggest abuser. He was my biggest manipulating, narcissistic piece of shit abuser. And he still is. And why I know that is because, you know, we had contact, and, you know, I may have told, you know, I speak the truth. I speak facts. You know, this man beat up his girlfriends all through high school. So, you know, later in life, one of my best friends, you know, I say best friends a lot because those people, those best friends have been around me through all my surgeries, all my crap, and they are best friends. So one of my best friends was actually having an affair with him. And I told her, stay away from him. You're going from bad to worse. You have no idea. And he didn't appreciate that. Well, you know what? I'm sorry. I've always been straight with you, and I'm going to be straight with anybody else. No, I would never want my friends to date you. You're a piece of shit to your girlfriends. You're great to me, but doesn't mean I'd date you. You know what I mean? And he's very, you know what I mean? So anyway, I got this, you know, I tried to talk it out, and I tried to help him as well because he's also disabled. And all I am is a fat piece of shit that smokes pot all day. Is he wrong? No. Because sometimes I do feel that. Like, I mean, sometimes I feel like shit. So, is he wrong? No. But, what is he doing with his life? Absolutely nothing but crying and playing the victim. Oh, poor me, I'm sick. Oh, poor me, my back hurts. Oh, poor me, oh, poor me. You know what? That's exactly, you know, like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. It's like, you know, you have to choose to be happy. You have to choose to, you know, to move forward, especially with mental illness and especially with pain. And this is what you know, this is what, like, opiates and all that stuff, you know, what they do to patients, getting them on all these drugs, and then, okay, you know, you're good now. The thing with pain medication is you are always going to be in pain. But pain medication is really for you to rest, because you don't rest. When you have chronic pain, there is no rest. You need your muscle relaxers and maybe a pain medication. I don't take any pain medication. I lied. I take Lyrica, which is a nerve pain medication. So on a scale of 1 to 10, my pain level without my Lyrica is a 15. No exaggeration. With my Lyrica, it's a 7. So my pain level is a 7 every single day. Okay? When you take pain medication, in hopes, your level goes down to maybe a 2 or a 3. But you have to remember, you're always going to be in pain. So now you have to think, what is better for me? Taking these meds or coping with the pain and seeing what your strengths are and where your limits are. It's not a I can't, it's a limit. Because we are sick, we are disabled, and we can't move the way we used to. So you need, and you need to recreate yourself. And again, as I said to this friend of mine, or, like ex-friend of mine, because, he hates me now. I'm the biggest piece of shit in the world. But anyway, regardless, that's his perspective. I could be a bitch. I could be an asshole. I could be the most loving person in the world. It's all about how you treat me is what you get. So, and I'm also aggressive, anyway, so I had even explained to him, you can do so many things. Okay, your back doesn't work. You can drive. If you drive from Albany to Peekskill, you can be like a pizza delivery guy, DoorDash, all those delivery. I mean, not so much the shopping, because that's heavy on your back. Yet, pizza is not so heavy. And if you have to make 2 trips, okay. You know what I mean? Or maybe like a DoorDash, like, fast food stuff. You know your limits, so you set yourself up for success, right? You have to get out of bed and make the decision to last, to live, and to move on. Now, I grew up in Putnam Valley, and that's the second elementary school that I went into, and that's literally my hometown is Putnam Valley, and this is where I met the schmuck. But anyway, I don't know what it is about our generation, but our generation is effing fabulous. Every single person that I know through my schooling years from Putnam Valley, even now, still, we all, whether it's on Facebook, but you know what? That is a connection. And that unconditional love and support, especially from the girls that I know, and some of them, like not all of them, but some of them have always been a constant. Whether it's obviously on Facebook, on Messenger, but that was my life. I was liked by everybody, but included by nobody. I was the little retard girl with the crooked legs in the corner. And I just evaluated everybody. I just saw everybody. The boys were mean to me. Some of the boys were mean to me. Some of the boys hit me. But, Chris, I think, is the only one that lit my hair on fire and threw my books out the school bus window. Like, I'm talking about bully, right? So, yeah, I've seen it all. And even working, I've been bullied. You know what I mean? Like, it's never ending. And that's just like the pain, the mental illness, the depression. Nothing is ever healed. You have to cope with your new beginnings, with your new 100%. And that's how I was able to get up out of my hole of shit. Is I know that I am beautiful because I had my mom's friends that are my aunties by heart. Oh my goodness. She had so many. My Aunt Nancy, I'll call her Aunt Ellen, I'll call her Aunt Lorraine, I'll call her Aunt Janice. I'm trying to think. Aunt Denise, she was the most recent and she just passed and I just loved her. But regardless, like those women, like, oh, Aunt Cheryl. I'm sorry, Aunt Cheryl. Your family though, so I wasn't even like, I'm thinking my father's other sister, you know what I mean? Because that's how I always thought it in my head. But regardless, these women were the ones who told me how beautiful I was, were the ones who told me how amazing I was even now as an adult, cheering me on. And I can't be more blessed to have those people still in my life that knew me from when I was a little girl to, you know, growing up in that aggression stage, in that defensive stage, in that total schmuck stage. And they see me for who I am now, and they still believe in me and love me. You know what I mean? My other aunts, they love me so much too. And, you know, like, they're kind of obligated to. But they are all awesome. Like Aunt Marlene, Aunt Karen, Aunt Gina, Aunt Diane. Like, they're the most fabulous women in the world. And they always, 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 always lifted me up as well. But I was just talking about aunties that don't have to do anything for you. And aunties that aren't obligated to do shit for you, but yet they do. And that's because they literally unconditionally love you. You know, and I just unconditionally love them too. And it's just like a really, I don't know if, I think I just, you know, totally went on a tangent, but like, it's really important for you to one day sit back and really evaluate everything about you. And really be truthful, most importantly with yourself. And the most important person that I lost that was an auntie to me was my mama, Maureen. And you know how it was hard for me to say that, because for 30 years I wasn't allowed to express my love for this woman because of the other family drama with Sybil and her, you know, her dad, husband, you know, all that stuff. So it's just so freeing that I can be truthful and transparent with everybody else now too. And I just love you all for the support you've given me in the last, what was it, 14 years since I had my accident. You know, and I always go back to my accident. See, my mom asked me one day, why do you say my accident? You were disabled before your accident. I was disabled before my accident. I had lost my job 9 months before my accident, you know, like went out on disability, all that stuff. Yet my accident, the brain injury along with that, made me relive my life, the good, the bad, the ugly. And I'm back now. The confidence, I believe in myself. I love myself. I am so blessed, and I can give a fuck if you like it. So I also feel my Nanny T in me, my Nanny Ree in me, my Aunt Cheryl, my Aunt Karen, like all the women, all the aunties, and my great-grandmother, my grandmother that I never met, everybody. I'm so blessed to have the gifts that I have, because the women on the other side are yelling at me and putting me in my place just like the women on the other side. More so my cleaning. More so you're not vacuuming. Yeah. I'm still getting it. So I really appreciate you guys listening to me. And I don't know what you're going to get out of that. If anything resonates from that, that's fabulous. And that's like more of like an intuitive collective, because I feel like more people need to hear that. More people really need to know. It's not that we can't heal, and it's not that we're never going to be in pain. I'm not in pain because I'm in so much peace. And yeah, I walk across the living room and I almost fall because my legs give out from under me. My back hurts, my head hurts. These migraines are crazy. Yet these glasses are one of those, you know, like the whatever, they darken in the light. And I feel so much better. That's why I haven't been around. I've been having migraines for the last 2 weeks. You know what I mean? But who wants to hear that? Hey, Rose, how are you? Well, my toe hurts and my nail hurts. You want to hear it? I'm fabulous. That's how I'm doing. So I hope you're doing fabulous too. Thanks for listening to this all. Have a good day. Bye.